Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, co-starring. Oh, the dog started barking. There's this dog like a block away. It's really loud. So anyway, this morning I did a video. Or no, actually I think it was a reaction to one of the community posts. Me and a friend were kind of basically roasting each other, talking about Starfleet Academy. So I just kept popping up with the TNG when they had men in skirts, and TNG when Riker had like a trans girlfriend, technically genderless, and Jadzia Dax with the gay kiss in Deep Space Nine. So I was like, technically, I would say Starfleet Academy is the straightest Starfleet, Star Trek show since TOS. And we were just having fun, just going back and forth. But whenever I discuss these guys and their camps, I just discuss these guys and their camps come out of the woodwork. It's like, woke that crazy chick, zealous chick. It's like, I was just joking around with a friend. It's really not that deep. But I do enjoy Starfleet Academy in the vein that it's okay, and it's basically a show for kids. So I don't like it the way I like Strange New Worlds, which I freaking love. Just caught up with that. I'm just about to catch up on Picard season 3. But he starts talking about Drinker, and I'm like, I wasn't referencing Drinker. I wasn't talking about Drinker. I didn't watch the 3 recent Drinker videos on Star Trek, and I'm not doing a reaction. So why? Oh, because when this started happening about 3 years ago, when I started talking about this, the myth is that suddenly, like one of those timers, when you're cooking, it was like tick, tick, tick. I turned 50. I'm like, I'm suddenly a jealous person, even though I've literally spent years recommending books written by people who absolutely hate me and want me to just be destroyed. And I would still be like, I don't like this guy. He doesn't like me. This is a good book. Go check it out. But suddenly, just 3 years ago, for no reason at all, I just suddenly became a jealous person. No, what happened was these channels became popular enough that you couldn't have a conversation anywhere in fandom without one of their fans going in and basically quoting them. And never in like a intelligent way. They wouldn't say, oh, what you're missing out is this. It would just be like, you're trying to have a conversation, and they'd just be like, shit Trek. You're like, what? Shit Trek. No, I heard you. I was giving you a chance to say something that wasn't stupid. We're having a conversation about Star Trek. What do you want to say about it? Shit Trek. Okay, you're just saying shit a lot of times. Shit Trek, it's woke. Okay, that was a whole sentence. Well, not the greatest grammar, but that was like a whole sentence. So you have a thought that Star Trek is woke. Which Star Trek? There's been like 5 recent series. All of them. What? Like a couple years ago, you guys were glazing Picard season 3 because the show sent you some preview episodes. And you pretended to like Strange New Worlds for years until you just suddenly didn't. What changed? Woke, jealous, Zach, jealous, woke, breakdown. These are literally just sentences. Like, I like to talk about stuff. And part of talking about stuff is forming full sentences. And even better, forming your own sentences. So my comments just became like catchphrases and sentence fragments from shitheads who were fans of other shitheads. It's like, this is neither funny nor fun. So after being accused of misrepresenting 3 videos that I was not responding to, I went to go watch them. I think one was like 4 minutes, one was 9 minutes, one was 7 minutes. That's not a lot of time put together, but it felt like, because it was a fucking miserable experience. Once you get over like the initial like, oh, this Scottish guy's kind of funny. He's like the worst comedian ever. It's the same 5 jokes. I think he's gotten much worse. Some of his jokes right now are like, here's a person's face, and then he just laughs. It's like, yeah, that's their face. That's their face, all right. Yeah. Oh, he's not even coming up with a joke. He's just laughing at their face. Okay, so my point. So he was in one of them. He was reacting to a Mary Sue article, and it was the typical, SJW, so quaint shit, where they just have to lob a bunch of accusations. It wasn't that helpful. The only thing I really got out of that thing is where they were talking about where they're like, these guys aren't really fans, they're collectors. Because that's one of the things I always point to. It's like, oh, if I didn't care about this, why would I have all these toys? Oh, because you're a toy collector. That was a simple question and answer. You have a bunch of toys because you like to collect toys. And you know as much about Star Trek as my mom. One of the fun things I like, and there's been some really great fan films of, they've got Beggar's Canyon. It's Luke on Tatooine in his Bespin fatigues. That's my favorite. Oh my gosh. And then I just saw one, probably put it at the beginning of this video. It's just Batman, Michael Keaton Batman. The Joker is snuck into Wayne Manor. And something I never knew in my life that I wanted to see was the Batmobile driving through the snow on a country road. I don't know why. Maybe it's all those long car trips in the Midwest I did as a kid. That was awesome. But there's this, there's the actual like franchises, and then there's like the cliche, like beam me up, Scotty. Every shitty 1980s comedian. That was like their understanding of Star Trek. So he starts at one point, well, actually, in two of the videos, he starts talking about like old Trek. It's old things are good and new things are bad. And he starts describing this Trek that has never existed. He keeps using the word serious. He's like, this is a series, so serious. Okay. Have you watched it? It's serious sometimes. Sometimes they'll have a serious scene. Sometimes they'll have a serious episode. Every season or two, they'll have 2 serious episodes in a row. But mostly it would start, things would be kind of lighthearted. Well, not lighthearted, just kind of regular. They give the star date. Oh, this is happening. We're heading here. They get some reports. And then like at the end, and this goes for like TOS, TNG, they almost, not almost always, but I would say a majority of time, they would end on a joke that sounded like it was written by Fozzie Bear. Fozzie the Bear? He's both, right? He's Fozzie the Bear, Fozzie Bear. It was just like this Waka Waka style of humor. And that's how they ended, like, of the first 2 series. And don't even, look, serious sometimes. But when Star Trek was serious, it was actually the least popular. The motion picture was the most serious Star Trek movie ever. And there are fans of it, but like when it came out, I remember people were just like, what is this? Where are all the jokes, like the Waka Waka jokes? And then they went way too far. I remember seeing Star Trek V in theater, and it was like fat as fuck Scotty hitting his head on the bulkhead and knocking himself out. And man, I don't know, 1989, so I was like, I don't know. Oh God, I got to do math in my head. Oh, I guess I was like 15. Everybody started laughing because it was a bunch of normies. It was Star Trek V. So it was a bunch of normies, maybe a couple actual Star Trek fans. And I remember just despising that was terrible. That's not even a joke. That's just a fat old man hitting his head and he gets knocked out. Like they did not know how to end that scene. But there was all kinds of that Waka Waka humor in it. So I'm interested, once, people are getting really good with AI, go make that version of Star Trek that Critical Drinker describes that never fucking existed. Just this super serious, mature, hard sci-fi show that didn't have people with oompa bands in it. What's the deal with like oompa bands? That's like, that repeatedly happens. So, and then the thing that kind of started pissing me off, he started saying, oh, if what I say isn't true, why is it popular? Because you go for hate. Hate is the easiest. It's the easiest emotion. Has anyone seen Star Wars? What happens when Luke asks Yoda, is the dark side stronger? He's like, no, it's quicker. That's what you guys did. You took the quickest, easiest path to success. Just say everything's terrible. Everything's woke. Everything lost $100 million. And then every year or two, you pick something and you like it. And then you get to say like, oh, I didn't hate everything. I like this. And then here's what they do. Then they just retcon that. Like they used to like Fury Road, now they don't. They used to like Picard season 3, and now they don't. Oh, Picard it was all bad. Strange New Worlds was bad. Strange New Worlds is fucking excellent. The funniest thing is, so this last one that I watched, it's from a couple days ago. So it was in between the 3rd and 4th episodes of Starfleet Academy. And he starts describing, it's like, real Star Trek was about going to worlds and finding out that, the solution is not what you think it is. And you have to open your mind and you have to see it from their perspective and you have to try and help them. And you have to realize they might not want your help. That's literally the exact plot of the 4th episode. And the other thing is, if you're actually a Star Trek fan, in like every single series, it takes them a season or two to really gel and to start, cranking out the good episodes. Any real Star Trek fan knows that season 1 TNG, I'm not going to call it a disaster, but it had a lot of problems. Even season 2 was kind of wobbly. Season 3 starts, really getting good. To call them fake fans would to be imply they're fans. What they are is whatever you call your mom. Whatever your mom's relation to Star Wars and Star Trek, that's there. One of the reasons they succeed is because nobody goes in here and goes, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed by their depth of knowledge. They just know so much. Old things were good and new things were bad. That's so insightful. It's kind of like Rob Liefeld. One of the successes of Rob Liefeld was that nobody looked at his art and was intimidated. You went there, you go, I can do that. How hard is it to go out there? It's like, oh, everything's bad. All things are good. My sources say I lost $100 million. And constantly, so he does this thing where he compares like the best moments of mostly TNG to like jokes. So, like, what was that? 7 years? 7 years of a show. And he was showing some other shows as well. He showed like the best moments from the best episodes, which included the one where freaking Riker dated a tranny. That was in his highlight reel. He compared it to like jokes. There's two women from the first episode. They keep showing them. They have shown them hundreds of times in memes and videos and tweets. One is a fat chick. She's a fat lady, looks like a lesbian. She has like 2 or 3 lines. And the other one is there as comic relief. She says a joke. She's in one other scene. We're 4 episodes in. We haven't seen either of those characters. And it wasn't like they reacted to, like, they were already done. Those were just one-off characters. They have spent an enormous amount of time complaining about a character in a wheelchair that's in one scene and has no lines. I was actually, when I was going back and forth with my buddy, I was like, man, this show must be pretty good because you spent like 25% of your time complaining about a character without a name who has no lines who's in one shot in the crowd. That looks to me like you don't have a lot to complain about. So there's my reaction. I watched the videos I was claimed to be reacting to that I wasn't. I saw fragments of them on TikTok. But your success comes from hating things. Your success comes from taking the easiest way to rile people up. You know as much about Star Trek as anyone's mom. You describe Star Trek in a way that it never was, that it was occasionally, and you make that like the whole thing. But anyway, I'm not hungry. It's not cold, but I just suddenly ran out of stuff to talk about. Anyway, also, woke Star Trek wants to kill you. Thanks for watching.